Well, hello, hello. Good to see everyone. How are we doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, Eduardo.
Good, I'm good.
Gang, doing good over there?
Yes, I'm good.
Alrighty. No worries. Just getting everything ready on my end. So if I look like I'm up to something, I 100% am. But again, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. This is live stream, I think number 9, but if I'm wrong, forgive me. We got Gang tapping in all the way from Thailand. We got Eduardo from Peru, and of course, myself from the United States. We come together to practice our English, to exchange culture, discuss topics, and just have a conversation. The conversation that's taking place around the world. Again, we're no experts in the topics we talk about, unless Gang and Eduardo feel like they are. But, we're just talking the same way everyone else talks. So thank you for anyone that's out there listening. Thank you for you two for joining me every week. As always, I appreciate you guys very much. Never take it for granted. But how you guys doing? What's going on? How you guys been since last week? Anything new? Eduardo, I'll let you go first, and then we'll hand it off to Gang.
Hi, Ramon. Once again, thanks for inviting me to your live stream. We're here, bro. Everything is okay. We are entered to the summer, so temperature is a little higher. But everything is okay, normal. On the world, everything is okay. As every day I have to work hard, so continue working like every days. I think that today we're going to discuss a very interesting topic about Alaska. So
Okay.
I'm very excited to start. What about you, Games? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And here in Thailand is in winter now, so the temperature is getting a little bit colder. It's normally hot all year round here, but it's nice during this time. Yes, because it's a little bit colder.
Awesome. Good to hear. Well, here in South Florida, it's still warm like it always is. Every now and then we might get a surprise little chilly day, as we are also technically supposed to be I believe we're in the fall, but we're about to be in the winter, just like everyone else in the United States. But like Eduardo said, yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about Alaska. Alaska. To be fair, I didn't know too much about Alaska, and I'm sure um, a lot of folks probably don't, other than like it's cold. It's really cold, but Alaska is one of the 50 states, but it's not one of the 48 contiguous states. I don't know if I said that word correctly, but the states that are all together. Alaska is more up north, connected to Canada, kind of like across from Russia. And yeah, there's a lot to learn about Alaska, which is why it's a topic I chose for us to talk about. So, Eduardo, I'll start with you. From what you've heard, picked up on, researched, what did you find out about Alaska?
Well, first of all, as much as I know before, Alaska was what I have seen on the movies, but now that I have find some information, I know that Alaska have many curiosities. For example, that the most high, the higher mountains of the United States is there in Alaska. The name is uh, Denali. Denali. I don't know if it's well pronounced, but
Right.
it's
That's the highest mountain you said, right?
yes, it's the distance of this mountain is about 6,200 meters. So it's very high. So 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 yes, it's a curious depth. That's something that keep my attention because here in Peru we have something similar. That is the Ticlo. It's a very high place of here in Peru. The maximum distance the latitude is about 5,000, about 5,000 meters. So it's not so higher than Denali, but at least we have something similar. And it's very, very cold. You can find lots of snow when in some time of the year, but it's very difficult to be there because the altitude is so high that you feel no well, you feel uh, not too well. Maybe sometimes some people feel that they cannot breathe because of the latitude, it's less presence of air or oxygen. So people, it can affect people, no? But it's a beautiful place because it's different, right? When you see lots of snows, so it's in a way it's very interesting to walk with it. Walk
Super
there.
interesting. With that being said, Alaska is the largest state in the United States. So by a long shot, if you put Alaska in the middle of the United States, it would take up like most of it, like a big chunk of it. Like I think Texas and California being the other larger states, Alaska's much larger than both of those states. So it is one of the largest states with less than 1 million residents.
Wow.
Interesting. Not that many people live in Alaska. They have some incomplete highways, but also the most natural resources come from Alaska more than any other state in the United States. So, some cool facts about Alaska. Like Eduardo said, it's a winter wonderland. If you look at it, it's like looks like ice. It's like Antarctica, kind of related to maybe not exactly, but the landscape looks similar, and it could inhabit similar animals, right? Like polar bears, penguins, animals that thrive where it's cold rather than where it's warm. So yeah, this is definitely very far from what we're used to. We're used to where it's a little tropical, where it's warm. So Alaska definitely brings a different dynamic. Gang, in Thailand, is there any parts of Thailand where it might snow, it might get cold that you know of?
Um, mm, Maybe in the northern part of Thailand is colder than like Bangkok or the areas around in the center. But I don't think it's snow in the winter time like any part in Thailand. Yes.
Okay, so
Maybe
it
it's a
doesn't
little
snow
colder
anywhere
up
that you
north,
know.
and you might see some like dew or like a little bit of frost on the street, like in the morning, like in uh up in the mountain or something like that.
Okay, okay. Did you want to add on anything else as far as Alaska goes?
But why Alaska belong to the United States? Because like when I look at the map, it's quite far away from the U.S.
To my
Do you have
understanding, I
yes? Do
believe
you
it
have the history?
I believe it was a part of Russia at some point.
Yes.
Let's fact check that. And then later on was, I would say, sold over to the United States. But let's take a look. I didn't go too deep into the history, more than just like um just things about it. But
Oh
let's go
yes.
over here real quick.
Yes, I have read that it was purchased to Russia, right? The
Okay.
Yes, I have read the same for about $7 million at that time.
Oh,
Wow.
that's not expensive. Yes.
No, no, no,
Not
of
for a
course,
whole stay,
at
right?
that time, at that
Yes.
time.
Let me see. The Alaska Purchase. Let me see. The Alaska Purchase sale, 7.2 million, like Eduardo said. Yeah, so it was purchased from Russia. As you can see by where it's located, it's like It's right there. I think man, is that the Bering Strait? Could I be wrong? The little water that's right there. That probably separates Alaska from Russia.
And over there in Alaska, what people do for a living in general?
Great, great question. So, from what I've learned, Alaska is rich with black gold.
Black hole, what's that?
Oil, right?
Okay, okay, okay,
Oil,
okay.
oil, black gold.
Yeah,
Sorry,
oil,
um,
yeah,
metaphorically
oil,
speaking.
yeah.
So,
But
oil.
it's slow to explode the oil there because I think that many people it's against to the work that people do on mining this product, right? But
Yeah,
still, I suppose that it's an economy resource, so they have to do it, right?
absolutely. Look, I'll be right back, friends. You guys can keep talking. Give me like 1 minute.
Yes, don't worry. And do you know what? Against the other thing that I have read about Alaska is that Alaska have a lake very long and have many lakes. I don't know if it's true, but it says that have more than 3 million of lakes and
Ah,
2,000 rivers. So it should be very rich place, right? If you can see
yes, yes, yes.
love lake in for example here in Peru it's normal to find lakes but very far from the city. For example, if you go to the countrysides, the highlands, you can see very lakes and most of them are near to the mountain because when it runs when it runs it's accumulating water and for lakes and people used to grow fish there. Here
Oh,
in Puerto
nice.
Rico, the name of the more common fish on the lakes are the truchas. Truchas is the name. I suppose that there in Alaska they have salmon, right? Salmon is
Nice.
the common fish of this kind of lake and rivers there in Alaska. But here in Peru, the name is trucha. That is a typical fish that is inside of lakes here in Peru. And there in Thailand, for example, which is the fish more typical that you can find in lake? What's the name?
Um, I'm not sure about the name of the fish. In English, we I think we have a lot of catfish. Uh, yes,
Yes.
and I think um, I'm not sure about the other name in English. Yes, yes,
But for
but
example,
we import a lot of fish as well. I like to eat salmon. Yes.
do you like fish?
Oh yes, yes. I eat fish every day. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes,
Pescatarian.
yes.
Ramon, in lakes in the United States, in your city, especially in Miami, which typical fish do you consume?
Let me see, like what's it called? Man, the name tilapia. Tilapia. Have you heard of tilapia?
Yes, yes. Here in Peru, we consume tilapia too.
Yeah, tilapia, salmon. Look, man, I'll be honest. I'm not a big seafood eater. I don't mind it, if it's brought to me, but it's been a little bit since I've been fishing and caught some fish. So I couldn't tell you exactly what the popular fish is. Um, but just to kind of circle back just a little bit before I had to turn the air on. It was getting hot over here. I'm here talking about Alaska. I'm supposed to be cooling off, not warming up. But so yes, you mentioned what do people do for work? One big thing is, there's a lot of oil. The state is rich with oil. So similar, kind of like the situation with Panama, they set up these big oil, what do you call them, Eduardo?
Petroleum, diesel.
No, like the big place where the oil, like the big oil rigs, um they set up, what do you call it? Like the
Let me check the name of in English because I know that in okay, it calls it normal calls oil well that it's like a hole where you can find, right? It's oil well. On that you go with your machine and your machine absorb all the liquid and come to your to the ground to the I don't know how to say this in
yeah,
English.
so they basically set up so they can get oil.
Or base, right? Yes.
Maybe I don't have all the internal jargon for for the oil company, but yeah, they set up to get oil, and that brings a lot of money to the economy. It brings a lot of jobs to the people. But again, kind of like same situation in Panama, there's a price to pay, right? There's a price to pay with the animals, with
But
nature.
still, it's not so common like other countries, right? Because you have very clear the rules. So I assume that Alaska do not have too much problem with that. Like for example, another country, right?
Probably not like in other countries. It still technically is United States property. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely are some rules and regulations to follow. Let me see.
Do,
And
do,
go ahead,
do,
Eduardo.
will, do you like if you have the opportunity to go there to Alaska?
Of course. I would I'm open to visit any place I've never been to. Of course.
Because I say that because it's really very different for you moving from the weather that you are used to be on Miami that is very hot to go to Alaska that is very cold.
Yeah, it'll be something to get used to, not something that'll be easy, but yeah, definitely wouldn't mind checking it out. I heard you can only get there by flying, by water, or you would have to go to Canada and get through somehow through Canada.
Oh, wow.
Another big thing is it will be night, like the sun will go down for like long, like weeks at a time. It'll be nighttime for a long time. It's not like a regular day, sun goes up, sun goes down every 12 hours or whatnot. So they have very, very long nights, or the opposite. The sun will be out for a long time, and that has made, I guess, I mean, I'm not saying because of that, but Alaska also has one of the highest crime rates in America. But I can imagine like that, living with like, maybe you're in darkness for a few months. Like I can see how that can maybe drive someone a little crazy.
Particularly me, for example, do not like places that are so so cold, sorry, because it's a little like you have to be on your house. You cannot be outside because it's too cold. You have to keep heavy clothes, and it's something uncomfortable because you can't move well. So I really prefer to go to hot place. For example, here in Peru, I try always to travel to the jungle to avoid the place that are so cold.
And in Thailand, is there ever a time, gang, where like you do have to wear like at least a jacket or like a sweater?
I would say no. Maybe during this time, like I see some people wear jacket, but personally, I don't wear them. I feel that it's not like cold enough, like to put them on. Yes, and at this moment, I still turn on my AC in my room. Yes.
Got it. All right. Well, that's a little bit about Alaska. I just wanted to touch on, maybe we can talk about it a little more as we go along with the live streams. I just found it interesting. I wanted to touch on Antarctica maybe next time. Just kind of those cold places that we don't hear too much about. Um, there's a lot more going on there than we hear about. So it's always cool to learn. And yes, Eduardo, just to kind of fact check, it is an oil well where they make the hole, where they pull the oil. I was just trying to make sure I didn't say the wrong name as far as like because I know with the metal is like the mining, but that's metal. This is different. This is oil. So just wanted to make sure we got the wording correctly on that. But okay, this weekend, another thing that was pretty had the world on the edge of their seat was Miss Universe, the Miss Universe pageant. I know my mom was watching it because it was in El Salvador, which is where she's from. So that was pretty cool for the country of El Salvador. Excuse me. But gang, if you want to shed some light on the Miss Universe pageant and just tell us a little bit about that.
I know a little bit about Miss Universe because it is a big news here that Miss Universe company belong to like a Thai person. That person own a company that is listed in a Thai stock exchange here, and then they bought the company from Donald Trump, I think about a year ago. Yes. And then like the reason that this story is a big news because this Thai company they issue a lot of bond certificate to a lot of companies here in Thailand and people in general, and then they couldn't pay the interest, and then like they are in a big trouble now. Yes, yes, and
Yeah, I heard.
that's what I heard from the news here.
Yeah, I heard. I heard. Yeah, that Donald Trump used to be the owner, and then
Yes.
now the owner is a transgender woman from Thailand. I believe she's the richest transgender woman in the world, according to Forbes. And
I think maybe the third, like when they ranked her like a year ago, but now I think she might not be on the list anymore. Probably, yes,
definitely after the bankruptcy may have
yes,
shifted her off the list. But either way, I mean, when you own something like that, it goes up, it goes down. Me personally, I mean, I don't my family watches it. I'm not too interested in it. Of course, just for like the international culture exchange, that's always good to watch, but not too crazy about it. I know Nicaragua got first place. They won. People here in Miami were out on the streets, hitting pots and pans, celebrating,
nice, nice,
going crazy. And Thailand was the runner-up.
yes.
Were the people in Thailand excited about that?
I'm not sure because personally I don't watch TV, so I don't know what's going on. Yes, but I think a lot of people like to watch the show. Yes, and a lot of people support it. Yes.
Fair enough. How about you, Eduardo?
But
How's Miss Peru?
for example, speaking about what you say, you mentioned that there was a transgender woman that X participate in the context. So X allowed to let a transgender person to enter to this context. I don't know.
Well, okay, the owner of the company is a transgender woman.
Ah, okay. I thought that.
No, no, but hold on. But even with what you said, yes, I believe I forgot what country, but there was a transgender in the competition.
Really?
I think that in the past they didn't allow the transgender to compete in this event, but now as the owner of the Miss Universe is a transgender person, so she kind of changed the law, the rule to allow a transgender to participate with this event, I think.
Yeah,
So
Anne Jakkaphong or something like that.
Ah, yes, yes.
so
Surname.
this content is private. it's belong to a company.
The Miss Universe.
Yes.
Yeah, to Anne.
Okay. I know. I didn't know. Sorry. Okay, but I didn't know. But I don't know if it will be allowed to let participate transgender woman because in a way, yes, it's okay because it's a woman, right? But I don't know what the people think about that. But for me, it's not a problem. It's like I don't care. But I don't know what other people think, right? Because it's something new. Maybe some people can be a little reacting to this situation.
Yeah. I mean, okay, this is what I think. I think it should be like a voting thing. If you are transgender and you can convince more people to vote for you than the other people, then hey, it's a beauty pageant. Is it a woman pageant or is it a beauty pageant? This reminds me, there's a TV show called Saved by the Bell. And then there's in the TV show, there's like some nerdy guy named Screech. And in one of the episodes, Screech, there was like a school homecoming princess kind of beauty pageant, kind of like a Miss Universe kind of thing. And he's a guy and he ran for the homecoming princess and he won. And it was just kind of reminded me of this situation a little bit. Now, for example, when it comes to sports, no, I don't think you can be a man, transition into a woman and then go play sports with women. That I don't think is fair. But I mean, a beauty pageant, I think it's up to the people. If you can pull it off and convince everybody to vote for you, more power to you. But I think that'll be hard. I think it'll be hard to get a more of a majority vote in that regard. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm not too big on the pageant. I don't really watch it too much, to be honest. Not my cup of tea, but it is huge around the world. I remember when Steve Harvey announced the wrong winner, like I think last year or the year before. That was insane. But Eduardo, and did the people in Peru, were they interested? Did you even check out Miss Peru? I mean, Mrs. Peru. Like I didn't even see her, to be honest. I barely saw it.
For example, I know that some people see this event. For me, for example, I really do not have any interest in see this event because I am very busy, so I prefer to spend my time doing other things. But I know that there are some people that used to see these events, but particularly me, no. No, no, no.
Okay. I'm with you. But it's definitely. I just thought it was interesting. Like, thought it was Donald Trump's. Now this transgender woman owns it, and then now she's bankrupt. Just kind of checking out all of those logistics. I was looking into all that. But that was this past weekend. Before we wrap up for today, gentlemen, anything else new? Anything else going on?
No, 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 nothing near here in Peru. It's near to Christmas, so it's you notice because you have many events, you have many parties. Normally here in Peru used to is very used the people celebrate before Christmas, many activities. So here in my company we have many activities for 3 weeks. We are going to we are going to pass a really good time together. I like December because it's very short, it's very happy. I like.
Yeah, it's actually this week is actually Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving. I know Thanksgiving's a little more of a like United States kind of holiday. It's basically a dinner. It's just a dinner that you have with your family, based on like the pilgrims and the Indians and all of that. And the main thing is that you're thankful. You kind of take a day to think about everything you have and you're thankful for it. You're appreciative. So Thanksgiving is this week. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Hope you guys enjoy dinner with your family. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, you can still find things to be thankful for, and you can still enjoy a meal with your family any day, anytime you want. But I think we made good timing. All righty. So today we talked a little bit about Alaska, about how it's the largest state, how it's rich with oil and natural resources, how it's always cold there. We talked a little bit about Miss Universe and the business behind of who owns it, who bought it, and a little bit of the transgender, which is kind of something that some people agree, some people disagree, but here on my live stream, we respect everybody's opinion and we treat everybody with love and respect, no matter what it is. So, but like I said, we're here to practice our English, to exchange culture, to discuss topics, to have a conversation amongst friends. Cause Geng, Eduardo, y'all my homies, y'all my friends, from across the pond, from across from across wherever land we got to get through. But it's always interesting to have a conversation and hear the point of view from different people from different countries and see what they got to say. But with that being said, I'll let you guys close out. Gang, I'll let you go first, and then Eduardo, you second.
Thank you, Ramon, for having me today, and it's good to see you, Ramon and Eduardo as well. Yes.
The same. Thank you, Ramon, for inviting me once more time. And it's always a pleasure to try to speak with you about different topics because on that way, I think we can add value to our listeners. Thank you very much.
I agree. Thank you guys for joining me. Like I think I've said it 100 times. I appreciate you guys. Nothing but love and peace for you guys and everyone out there listening. And we'll see you guys next week. And everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. All right.
Okay. Thank you, my friend. Thank